Hello, first graders. Welcome to a new English lesson. Please get your reading and writing workshop book ready and let's start. We are in Unit 4, Week 3. Please open page 52 and 53. As you know, the big idea for this unit is what animals do you know about and what are they like. We cover different parts, how they work together, how they work like as a team, how they help each other. Today we will be covering a new topic, learning and reading about animals get what they need to survive in the wild. The essential question for this week, how do animals survive in nature? We're talking now about the wild, as you see in the picture, survivors. Let's start with the weekly opening.
In the wild, how do animals survive in nature? Some animals in the wild eat plants. Some eat other animals. And some eat both plants and animals. Animals in the wild have different ways of getting their food. Large birds, like this eagle, might swoop down and grab a fish for lunch. A hungry spider spins a web so it can catch insects like this one. A long, sticky tongue helps this chameleon to capture its dinner. Chameleons and other lizards survive mostly on a diet of insects. Some animals don't need to hunt for prey. Instead, they find seeds, nuts, and plants to eat. This panda eats mostly bamboo leaves and stems. No matter where they live, animals in nature need food to survive.
All right, so as we see that in this video, they show us that different kind of animals have their different way to hunt and get their food to survive. And we saw the eagle, for example, can grab a big fish. We saw the frog with a sticky tongue can eat insects and different animals as well. All right, so let's see that this is some of the words that we can use when we discuss animal survival. So let's start with what we have here, survive.
Survive. A camel can survive without food or water for a long time.
One more time.
Survive. A camel can survive without food or water for a long time.
All right. All right, survive means to continue to live. All right, so let's go for next one. Okay, provide.
Provide. Our school provides each child with lunch.
Provide is to give what they need. So like when you have a plant, you need to provide water, sun, so you need to give what it needs. One more time.
Provide. Our school provides each child with lunch.
All right, so now next. Communicate.
Communicate. Dogs can communicate by barking.
One more time.
Communicate. Dogs can communicate by barking.
So communicate means to talk or to exchange messages. It's like you can make a connection with others regarding if you're talking or you're sending message. All right, let's go for the next one.
Superior. A dog's sense of smell is superior to a human's.
One more time.
Superior. A dog's sense of smell is superior to a human's.
Superior is coming from super, like excellent, like much better. So we know that the sense of the smell for the dogs is superior than what humans have. Okay, let's go for that last word.
Wilderness. Hikers sometimes see deer in the wilderness.
One more time.
Wilderness. Hikers sometimes see deer in the wilderness.
So wilderness is like the wild or the natural area as you see them, like something just there from nature. Okay. Let's listen to this flashcards and the information that come with.
Animals in winter. How do animals survive in nature? It's hard to survive in nature. Animals need to find food, to protect themselves from other animals, and to find shelter and warmth in harsh weather. Just as human beings do, animals find ways to survive in cold weather. During the cold winter months, some animals migrate to areas that are warmer or have more food. Geese are birds that migrate. Every fall, as the cold sets in and the plants freeze, geese head south in search of green grass and plants to eat. If you look up and see geese flying in a V formation, they are migrating. The V shape helps them to fly. It breaks up the air, pushing against their bodies. It also helps the geese to communicate with each other.
So as we see here, this is a very important and nice picture that an information tell you that geese, for example, when they migrate, they have to move from hard weather to a decent, nicer weather. So they have their way even to be safe, to stay safe, so to stay survive. So they move and fly from a place to a place to be able to have enough food because of the weather, and also the way they fly in a V shape. This is break the winds to make sure also that they fly and arrive to the new area safe, and also it's a way for them to communicate. All right, let's see another example from animals in the wild that they try to survive their life, either the weather or lack of food or danger. So they do their best to stay alive and survive. Let's listen.
Not all animals migrate to survive the winter. Some stay in the same place throughout the year. They have other ways to survive. Squirrels gather extra food in the fall to help them get through the winter. Most squirrels eat only food that comes from plants, such as nuts, seeds, and fruits. These foods can be hard to find in the wintertime. So the squirrels get busy in the fall. They gather more food than they can eat at one time. Then they hide it. But they don't put all the food in one place. They scatter batches of nuts and seeds in hiding places all over their territory. If another animal discovers one of the hiding spots, they won't get all the squirrel's food. The food that a squirrel hides will provide meals for it through the long winter.
All right, so this is another way for animals to survive. They don't need to fly or to move to migrate to another place. For example, like squirrel in the winter. So from fall, they start to save more nuts and food, whatever they eat. They hide it in different places. So if any other animal find this food, they won't be eating everything that belongs to the squirrel. They will be eating what's in this hole. But that's why they store in a different areas. That's also another way to stay survive. They're not gonna go to another country or migrate to another place, but they will make sure that they have enough food for their winter. Okay, that's another example.
The black bear is another animal that stays in one place during the winter months. It doesn't store up food for the winter like the squirrel. Instead, a black bear spends the winter sleeping. Black bears live in forests, mountains, and other wilderness areas. In the summer, the bears eat as much food as they can. As the weather gets colder in autumn, their food supply shrinks, so the bears prepare to hibernate or sleep through the winter. When a bear hibernates, its heart beats more slowly. It uses less energy than it does when it is awake. The bears make homes, called dens, in caves, in piles of leaves and sticks, or even in tree holes. When they are ready to hibernate, they crawl into the den. They roll into a ball to stay warm. Then they sleep all winter long.
All right, this is another example of animals to stay survive. They don't store food like the squirrel. They don't immigrate and move to another place like the geese. They sleep in the winter. And like that, they stay warm and they sleep. And then when the weather is nice, they go again and hunt and eat. One more example.
Animals in the wilderness need to stay warm in order to keep alive. Their fur or hair can help them to keep warm in cold weather, just as a coat or sweater can help you to keep warm and cozy. Mountain goats live in mountains that are cold and snowy in winter. They have two kinds of hair to keep them warm. Close to their skin, they have a very fine fur, between 2 and 3 inches long. During the winter, mountain goats grow thick hairs, called guard hairs, on top of their fur. These hairs can be up to 8 inches long. Sea otters are expert swimmers that live in freezing cold oceans. Otters are able to stay warm thanks to their heavy fur. This fur is so thick that it is superior to any other animal's fur. Like mountain goats, otters have 2 layers of hair. Their top hairs are waterproof. Whether animals migrate, hide food, hibernate, or have warm fur, they all have special ways to survive the long winter.
Exactly. So that was a nice ending, that going back with everything. So either they're gonna migrate, or they eat, or they store food, or they hibernate and sleep, or they have thick fur to keep them warm. They try to survive the winter. All right. Let's go and listen to this story. All right. As you know, this story is not with you, it's just with us here to give us more information and knowledge and details about the wilderness and how animals survive in nature. So let's listen.
Genre: nonfiction. Essential question: how do animals survive in nature? Go Gator by Diane Farici. Paired read. Poetry. Ducklings. Page 13.
All right, let's start.
Look over there. What's in the water? It's an alligator. The alligator floats in warm water. Do you see the eyes and nose?
Right. Next page.
Look at the alligator's skin. It's thick and bumpy. It has pointy spikes. Alligators search for food at night. Their teeth are sharp. Their jaws are strong. The alligator is hungry. It's time to seek food. An animal is moving. Snap! It could be a raccoon. A raccoon makes a small meal. A big meal is better. It can last more than a year. An alligator can move fast if it has to. Its front feet have 5 toes. Its back feet have 4. Picture label. Back foot.
You get 4 fingers. All right.
The alligator's tail is long. It is flat, too. It helps the alligator swim fast. Baby alligators come from eggs. The mom makes a nest. She stays near her eggs. She keeps the babies safe. The babies grow big. Then they go off. They start to find their own food.
All right. So we're gonna just stick with the go-getter, and we have some information about their body, their skin, their teeth, their back foot with how many toes, and front foot, and also front feet and back feet. And we know what they could eat, and if it's a small meal or it's a big meal. All right. So this was also another story telling us some details and information about the animals living in the wild and how they survive, how they save their food, if they need to move from place to place, migrate, or they need to hibernate, sleep all winters, or they need to store their food, or their bodies covered with a special fur or a special skin that protect them from the severe coldness and cold weather. All right, that's it for today, first graders. Thank you. Bye-bye.